We are live. Auburn makes it happen at the end of the game, 83-81. Janai Broome is down, though. Is he all right? Is the question. Oh, it's a cramp. It just looks like a cramp. All right. Auburn pulls out the victory. Janai Broome with the tip in at the buzzer. Auburn takes down Iowa State in a very epic fashion. Man, this is a great weekend for Auburn sports for last second victories. I thought this was going to overtime. It was a good drive there by Denver Jones at the end, and Janai Broome coming up with the clutch board there to be able to make that work. Auburn gets the dub there in Maui in the first round. Great game. Great game. Auburn with the victory, 83-81. You got Ike Jones in here on the Lob Town. Make sure that you guys are sharing this broadcast with somebody so that we can get the Auburn family in here and get this going. Appreciate everybody for jumping in here late night as Auburn gets the win, 83-81. Janai Broome coming up big in this one at the very end. Denver Jones hitting some clutch shots. Chad Baker-Bazara gutting it out. The only thing about this is they got to play again tomorrow. So are they going to have, this is where that depth is going to be good for Auburn, because they're going to need to figure out how to, I mean, they didn't use a lot of it today, but they're going to need to figure out how to get some other guys involved in these last couple ones. But that's it, man. Make sure y'all are sharing the live. Share this live so we can get more people out here talking about this game. Great ending. Big time comeback. Auburn was down 33-49 at the half, outscores Iowa State 50-32 in the second half to be able to come up with the clutch victory there at the end versus a good Iowa State team. If you watch the preview, I talked about, I don't know how good Iowa State is because they hadn't been, Mike G joining me in here. I haven't played anybody yet. So I was like, I don't know how good this team is. But Auburn was able to come out with the very gutsy victory here at the end of this game, man. Mike G, thoughts on what we just saw from this Auburn basketball team in Maui?
Listen, that was gritty. And the same thing we saw versus Houston, down double digits, comes back. Bruce Pearl coaches the hell out of this team, and these guys respond every single time. Look, man, Todd Pettiford put up some big shots in this one. He seems to show up the most in the big games. Janai Broome, I thought
Gutsy.
he really fought through today. Through today. Chaney Johnson gave them big points off the bench when the offense was stalling. This was a team win. This is the best all-around team we've seen at Auburn in our lifetime. These guys
basketball-wise, in the last few years, this is a game that Auburn would normally lose. It sounds like you've got the live playing in the background because I hear it echoing in there for some reason.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know why I hear it like echoing. Anyway, doesn't matter. What I do know, you know what? That's not you. That's me playing it on another tab. I'm like, why do I hear myself talking? Anyway, great game there. It's not you, Mike. It's me. I just fixed it. Great game. Let's just kind of go through a couple of the stats here. Denver Jones was not playing well early in this game, but he came up huge towards the end of the game, hitting a clutch shot there from the corner. Shoot, man, freaking Miles Kelly, way too many turnovers early in the game for me, but he hit some clutch shots down the stretch there. But 18 points and 5 of 8 shooting. The guy in this game that made sure Auburn was going to get across this finish line, spurred them on in the second half, Chad Baker-Mazara. 5 for 13 shooting, 2 of 9 from 3, which is not he was 3 of 4 from 3, hit all of his free. Let's just pause and take a minute and talk about the free throw shooting down the stretch for Auburn. Janai Broome, 5 of 6 from free throw line. Denver Jones, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Chad Baker-Mazara, 5 of 5. Todd Pettiford, 2 of 2. Only people that miss free throws besides the one Janai missed, Dylan, who's not a good free throw shooter, and JP Pegues, who is getting the blues from Auburn fans all over social media about how he doesn't need to be playing any minutes. But just a really gutsy win. I am looking forward to seeing this team continue to grit out wins because they've just got it this year. They have a team that does not panic no matter how difficult that deficit looks. They've been going to town, specifically in second halves of games so far this season.
54.
You,
I'm sorry, 47.5% from the field in this one. With the way they started shooting the game, is
right.
crazy. They really came
Iowa
back
State
in the
couldn't
second
miss
half.
early.
Yeah,
Iowa State was hitting everything early. They come back down to earth and shoot only 47% themselves in this game.
well, the averages they always seem to even out, right?
Yep.
Like, you go on runs early in the game, and then Auburn is just too good defensively for that to continue. And again, the dichotomy of two halves. The first half, Auburn 38.5% from the field. The second half, 54.5% from the field. And then when you look at Iowa State, the first half, 58.1% from the field. Second
Crazy.
half, 31.8% from the field.
Right. They
So
came back down to earth. That's
yeah,
basically, like you said, the averages will hold true. You knew Auburn wasn't going to shoot that poorly, and Iowa State, they were making stuff in the first half where I was like, come on, bro. Like, that's not even real. Like, are we
yeah.
serious right now?
Auburn, I'm sorry, 18 of 22 from the free throw line was also big in this one.
For sure.
Going and hitting your free throws like that, because Iowa State, I mean, they were hitting their free throws as well too.
Listen, they had that kid Jefferson
they
and
were 82%
Jackson.
from the free throw line.
Jefferson and Jackson were doing work for them. Jefferson hit 2 of 3 from 3. He hadn't made a 3 all season for them, which is crazy. And the kid Jackson down in the paint was doing good work. Gilbert is really the guy that kept them in the game. 23 points for him.
Yeah.
And he was an absolute menace the entirety of the game, but got in foul trouble. And when he went to the bench, Auburn took advantage of it. Let's go here to the comment section really quickly, because we got Auburn fans poured in here. If you have not shared this live already, and you have not already hit the like button, and you have done 2 fouls already on you, and we're gonna get you fouled out of this live chat. So you should already hit the like button, and you should already have shared this. But let me try to back up here, because the live chat is going crazy right now. Maine was the first one I saw in here with the green name. It says War Damn Eagle. What a game. You're right about that. Jonathan Boyson says big win, War Damn Eagle. This had a very tournament-like feel to it. Like the Iowa State is not an overrated team at 5. They're going to give people some problems with the way that they're able to extend the defense.
Agreed.
KL says, I done cussed so many folks out at this game. You're at the game? Wait a minute. Do I need to be jealous right now that you're in Maui?
Wait. Oh, my goodness.
Mad Barber says, laughing out loud, I only saw the last 30 seconds. Well, you saw a really good 30 seconds of the game then. You know what I'm saying? Just give them this. It's just like when you don't have your joy mode. Just give them a good 30 seconds.
Oh, you do have your joy mode. Give them a good 30 seconds. Hey.
You know,
all those matter perspective.
JJ Brand says it's a tournament. Every team plays every day until eliminated. Even if you're not eliminated, there's a loser bracket. So you're going to continue to play. It's 3 games in 3 days, regardless of win or lose. So you got to figure out how to get it going again. And so if you're having issues with any of that, then maybe you need to go to tryjoymode.com. 20% off plus free shipping when you use code rapport out there at Try Mode. If you have any issues with keeping it going when you have to last a little bit longer, there you go. We got your remedy right there for you.
Basketball is saving our souls.
Listen, man, between the Texas A&M game and this game right here, I don't know that Auburn fans can afford to not, figure out how to relax out there. And if I don't have it in here. I was about to hit you with a rogue shot real quick, boy. I don't have it. I don't have it loaded in here. I finna get y'all that rogue shot, but y'all know rogueshop.com. Use code rapport over there. But like finding ways to relax with the cardiac events of these 2 teams in the last 48 hours is almost impossible. Lawrence Robinson is going to talk about the thing that I want to talk about next. I know it's bad form when you win a basketball game to talk about officiating, but I'm about to talk about officiating in this game.
Okay.
They was calling some ticky-tack fouls. Here's my problem with the ticky-tack fouls, Lawrence. Auburn wasn't getting the benefit of those same whistles consistently. Janai Broome was getting mugged for like 80% of this game, and they refused to call fouls on some of those. And I was very confused as to how that was a thing where he was getting hit as he's going up for shots, and they're just not calling the fouls on that. But they call some random two hands reach in situation on Auburn. I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, can we get the whistles a little more even?
Yeah.
In spite of all of that, Auburn still wins the game 83-81.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Absolutely crazy. Just insane.
yeah, loved every minute of it. Super chat here from Fuller, who says the Auburn planes are soaring, pun intended.
Mm.
War, damn eagle, love it right there. Another one here from Robert, who says, was that just a cramp at the end, Broom? It looks like it was a cramp. He was cramping earlier and just didn't want to come off the floor. I thought that Coach Pearl probably should have gotten him out of the game right around the 4-minute mark, just to give him a little break before they got into the next TV timeout. But Broom gutted his way through it. So if it's just a cramp, get him hydrated, get some potassium, bananas, whatever he got to do to get himself in a good situation. Because again, you've got to go back out there and play tomorrow against whoever's going to be the winner of the game that's about to start right now with North Carolina, and I forget who it's supposed to be, but yeah, you play the winner of those two games. See what else do we have here? We got SW3090, who says, and I think after this gauntlet, we get to go to Duke. You are 100% correct. They fly back home from Maui after playing 3 games, 3 days, get a quick Thanksgiving break, and next Wednesday, they are right back at it, going to Cameron Indoor Arena to play the Duke Blue Devils. So it is a absolutely crazy schedule that they have lined up here before they get into tournament play.
Yep.
Perfect by Man, who says, mustard. If you haven't listened to the Kendrick Lamar album, then you don't know what that is in reference to. But yeah, that's a Kendrick Lamar reference right there.
There were only 3 lead changes in this game.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The last one, I think, was the most important. I'm not sure.
Listen, I think when you get the lead change at the end, that's the one that matters the absolute. Listen, man, Iowa State started this game about as perfectly as you could start a game for a team that hadn't played anybody so far in the season, right? They played a bunch of nobodies the first 3 games of the season, and they started flawlessly. Like they could barely miss. They were playing great on defense, forcing turnovers, and in my mind, and I even tweeted as much, it's like it seems like they're getting everything to fall, and Auburn's missing shots that they normally make. Like Denver Jones is missing shots that he normally makes. You don't see a guy like Miles Kelly get wide open threes and miss as badly as he was missing. I was like, yo, this is not going to stay. It's not going to stay this way. At some point in time, and you've already said it, the law of averages says this is going to come back down to earth. The question was, would Auburn expend all of their energy trying to get back into the game? And I like the fact that you got an opportunity to see Jaheim Hudson play a couple of minutes in this game off of his little suspension after what happened out there. He played a couple of minutes in the game. They're going to need him tomorrow because they're going to have to get Janai Broom. Listen, I know they want to win this tournament, but you need to finish the rest of the season too. So they're going to need Hudson to play some minutes tomorrow if Broom is already cramping up. But listen, Janai Broom, absolutely a monster, as proven by how much they were double teaming him the minute he touched the ball. 21 points tonight on 7 of 13 shooting, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, 10 boards. So another double-double for Janai tonight. To add to that, 2 blocks. One was a monster block, and 2 steals for him in 36 minutes. You don't normally see 36 minutes from anybody in a regular season game that's not during SEC play for an Auburn team, Bruce Pearl coach team. But he played 36 minutes tonight. Denver Jones, 30 minutes tonight. Miles Kelly, 30 minutes tonight. A lot of Miles Kelly's minutes is because of the injury that happened, though, to Chad Baker, because they normally kind of split those minutes. But anyway, I'm talking a lot. What else you got about this, Mike G, before we get back into the comment section?
Look, the way that Auburn was turning the ball over to start the game, it looked like they were going to blow out their season average. They averaged 9 turnovers per game. They only turned the ball over 12 12 times after turnover, like 5 times in the first like 5 minutes.
Right.
So they really I can't stress enough that they really adjusted to take care of the basketball in this one. Iowa State only turned it over 9 times. Auburn only had 4 points off turnovers in this game, which is really unusual for this thing.
Uncharacteristic
Right?
Auburn
Yeah.
to not force more turnovers than that. Yes.
Iowa State had 19 points off turnovers. They won the defensive rebounding battle, but they lost, and they won the offensive rebounding battle. It was still really close. Auburn won the total rebounding battle by about 8 rebounds. Both teams got 18 points from the bench. Felt like Auburn's points from the bench were more impactful, given how their starters were playing. Iowa State, again, they got out and they ran, and the difference in points off turnovers led to is pretty much the difference in fast break points, right? It was like a 15-point differential in points off turnovers, but also a 9-point differential in fast break points. They had 9 more fast break points than Auburn did, and that was, again, fast break started by points off turnovers. So Auburn slight edge in assists. This was an insane game. Auburn led for a total of 2 minutes and 24 seconds in this game. So to grit this one out when the momentum has been in their favor almost the entire game, that's what coaching is about. That's a well-coached team that did not lose their composure and stuck with it until the end.
Yeah, I mean, the point that you just made there about how the team made the adjustments, listen, Iowa State, the brand of defense that they play with as few minutes or as few guys as they play, it's difficult to maintain for extended periods of time. At some point in time, you're going to have a lapse where you're not as good with the pressure that you have on the out top, and you're going to have to figure out, if you're Auburn, how to remain composed. And they did. Their composure was there the entirety of this game. After they got down, really the run they made to close out the half, I was like, okay, we're starting to get to it now. And then a bunch of crap calls to close the half, where I thought Janai Broome got fouled twice and didn't get any calls. And then Iowa State made some ridiculous shots on the other end to push it back out. But the composure after halftime, again, Chad Baker-Mazara coming in that second half, absolutely making a difference in this game. And this is the next person that I was going to talk about. Prentice just mentioned it. This is a guy that people talk about a lot about, man. I don't know why he gets these. Simo's efforts be able to go out there and play big defense, get loose balls. He was out there doing all kinds of things that don't show up in the stat sheet, but he played huge minutes for this team tonight. His stat line's not going to show it. Didn't score a single point, didn't take a single shot, only 1 rebound, 2 assists. The assist that he made, though, where he pump fakes the 3, drives, turns, and kicks it back out to Denver Jones. Huge play for him. So again, stat line's not going to show it, but Simo, critical minutes. And this is when I talk about quality minutes from a player, Simo exemplifies that. Quality minutes when he comes into the game that might not show up on the stat line.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, man, we all know what Simo gives you. And he started him at one point earlier in the season. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I get why people, they want to see people who can come in and score all the time. But sometimes you just need, there are glue guys out there who are going to get you hustle points. They're going to get you, loose balls. They're going to go and they might tip a rebound to somebody else because of the effort that they're giving. They're going to get deflections that somebody else is going to get the steal from. That's the kind of guy that Simo is out there, and he's going to do it for every minute that he plays in this game. Chris Moore only had, how many minutes did Simo have in this game? Hold on, let's look at this.
I got you here. Chris Moore
11.
played 11 minutes. Yeah.
11 minutes in this game, but his plus minus is +8 while he was out there. 11 minutes, but he's +8 the minutes that he is out there on the floor. That's the kind of effort that you need to be able to have when you're out there. Tahad Pettiford. Let's talk about him for a second. Freshman.
5 of
10
10.
huge points when Auburn was struggling to get buckets. He had 10 huge points early in this game. He had 14 in total in the game, but that first half when he hit the 2 threes and then he gets a couple of more in the lane, the crazy layup he made in the second half off of the window with his right hand being his offhand. Tahad Pettiford, man, listen, that's what a freshman guard who's a
Mhm.
five-star McDonald's All-American is supposed to look like.
Right. Agreed. Look, he contributed. Think about last year, and I know we bust on Aiden a lot, but F him.
Who's that? I don't know who
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is.
right. Like you lost the game to Yale where by 2 points, and your 5-star didn't score a single bucket.
Yeah,
He poured in 14 in this one. Again, you don't win this game without him.
for sure.
You don't win this game without him. Auburn, again, this is why I'm saying that I think this is Bruce Pearl's best team. Miles Kelly said it earlier in the season. He said, you never know who's going to be the guy on any given night. That was not an exaggeration. And we've seen guys step up. Now, Broome is a guy that you expect. Like you said,
Right.
36 minutes tonight. Ooh, man, he had to go the stretch. But you got double figures from 4 other players in this one. Baker Mazar gave you 18. Denver Jones gave you 12. Miles Kelly gave you a big 12. And Todd Pettiford gave you 14. 5 players in double figures in this one. 5. Amazing performance by Ted. This was a great team win. This
Yeah,
was a great team win.
absolutely. Absolutely a great team win. Gonna step back over here to the comment section, get some more comments from you all. SW3090 says, so these early difficult games, Pearl uses them to gauge areas for mid-season pre-conference improvements. What will they come away with from this one? I think you're going to come away with trying to figure out what your guard rotation needs to be to get you the best combination of guys out there when you need to be able to get buckets late game. Because Bruce Pearl said this a lot. If you're going to play defense for him, you're going to play late game. And so who does he trust to play defense out there is going to say a lot. But when you need to score points late in the game, he put the ball in the hands of Denver Jones down there at the end. And Denver, listen, it's important that Denver Jones gets a shot off there for Janai Broome to be able to get that tip in. Like, he needs to be able to get a shot at the rim because Auburn had the size advantage down low. So put pressure on Iowa State and the refs to either make a call when you get down in there, you make a bucket, or you let your bigs get to the front of the rim and you get the tip in from Janai Broome. That's the and that's the kind of guy that Denver is. He's going to play hard on the defensive end because he had a good defensive play before that. And then they're going to come up with the pressurized moment where Janai gets to get the tip in at the end. You're going to learn who are the guys that you can trust down the stretch during this stretch because you're playing quality teams that you're going to need those kind of closings happening.
Right.
Lance Morgan says Simo is the Dennis Rodman, like not worried about scoring, but he's going to go to the ball, take fouls. If you need some others, don't have to, right? So he's going to go down there. Yeah, he's going to get the fouls. It's like, it's fine. If I got to use, he had tonight only one personal foul on him, but if he's got to use all 5 of them, he's going to make sure they're all effort plays to do it.
Yeah.
So really great. I liked what I saw from Miles Kelly on the defensive end, but Miles is a little bit like that. I think that's the big difference between, I think Miles Kelly's a better shooter. And even though Chad shot the ball really well tonight, but Chad is just a difference maker on the defensive end when he's healthy a little bit more than Miles Kelly is. But this team is just, they're doing their thing.
Yeah, very well-rounded. Just a very well-rounded squad. Outside shooting has been their bane, and they found it. I want to point out that they scored 83 points tonight and only 28 points in the paint.
Yeah.
Only 28 points in the paint. So they had to find that outside jump shot. Ultimately, if you take their points in the paint, they had 46 points between free throws and points in the paint. You had to hit jump shots in this one, and Auburn found them. They found the jump shots when they needed it.
Yeah, absolutely. They Miles hit one from somewhere on the other. I don't know if they're on the main island, but he hit one from like Kauai out there when they needed a big shot down the stretch, and Janai stepped up and hit a huge 3 late in the game, and then Denver hit a good corner shot out there. They had some really clutch shooting from some guys out there when they needed it from distance. Big time super chat here from Austin, who says, after a rough football season, these past couple of weeks have reminded me why I love Auburn. War Damn Eagle, War Report,
Yeah.
and thank you for what you do. Hey, we appreciate you locking in with us, Austin. We appreciate you being here on a late night on a Monday, talking a
What
little
a
Auburn basketball.
What a massive 48 hours for Auburn sports
Yeah.
we've experienced. This is unlike anything. I'll tell you what, if you're in the Auburn area and you're looking to celebrate the win, go visit our friends at Los Amigos Mexican Restaurant, Ike. Visit
Yeah.
them at 1220 Fox Run Ave, Suite 200 in Opelika, Alabama. Great food, great environment, great members of the community, and probably the cleanest place you'll eat this year. 100 on their health score. We appreciate them for sponsoring the War Report.
Fuller jumps in and says, if we win tomorrow, we play Duke as number one. Well, you still have a third game, regardless of the win tomorrow or not.
Yep.
So I don't know if you stay up there, depending upon what other people in the nation are doing. But if you walk out of Maui undefeated, then I think you will likely be the number one team in the country. I don't know. Unless Kansas loses, they're going to keep Kansas up there because Kansas is Kansas, right? Like
Right.
they've earned it. We got another one here. I just missed it. Here it is from Virginia Double Dribbled, who says, hey, Cardwell, does it seem like his offensive flow is off? Seems like he's possessing it way too far out.
Yeah.
No, they like to play that when they're doing the flex cuts. They actually like Dylan to pass off of that flex because he can see over the top, and he actually makes good passes from the top there a lot. The one that he hit down low, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Miles Kelly. That was a great flex cut pass from Dylan late in the game there. And he's getting more comfortable with just saying, hey, I'm going to put my head down and get to the rim there a few times as well. I like the aggressiveness that Dylan is showing when he needs to late in the shot clock. Wish he'd stop fouling at the end of the shot clock on the other end of the floor. But I love what Dylan is showing as far as like his willingness to step up there and make something happen when the ball gets stuck out top. Let's see here. I just missed somebody. Okay, here we go. Vonnegiel says, I love the edge Chad plays with, but he has to chill with attempting to throw the ball off of other players or after the whistle. Somebody is going to give us a tech for that. So here's the thing. You have to assume that he heard the whistle and wasn't just trying to throw the ball away at that point in time, which he probably did, knowing Chad. And he's just like, I'm gonna just take this opportunity to get some frustration out. But hey, listen, Chad's one of those guys. He is very much.
You got to take the good with the bad when it comes to Chad Baker. Yeah.
Dennis Rodman was mentioned earlier when you're talking about SEMO. Chad's very Dennis Rodman, or what's the guy from Golden State? Brain fart right now.
Yeah, I know. I hate him.
Draymond Green.
Yeah, I erased his name from memory.
Oh, I know why, because he cost you some money. I remember that. He's very Draymond Green in that regard, where he's gonna do some stuff every now and then where you're like, yo, come on, Chad.
Come on, man. What are you doing? Yeah.
But he's gonna be crucial for you at other points in time as well. Ron Artest is another good example of a guy who's they're gonna give you a lot of good things, but you got to kind of put up with some of this other stuff too. But Chad's a really good player, man. I commented this on Twitter, man. He has the most lacking in rotation jump shot I've ever witnessed in my life that goes in. Like, just watch the rotation on Chad Baker Mazara's shot. It just kind of floats out there in the air, and somehow it's money though. So he's been playing his entire life like that. Don't change it up now, Chad. Let's see. Ty K says tip will be at 10 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. 10 p.m. Ugh, that's rough.
Yeah. Listen, somebody didn't get the memo that we owe. Like,
yeah,
because that is terrible.
That's I feel bad for the North Carolina fans that are trying to watch this game right now on the East Coast when the game literally just started.
Oh my goodness!
And they're trying to watch their team play at almost midnight. So hopefully, folks took off of work so they don't have to deal with all of this in the morning. So, any last words before we get out of here about the game tonight? Though, good win for Auburn, 83-81. Their first round of the Maui Invitational.
Yeah, look, man, this is the toughest non-conference we've seen Auburn play. you may get out of here if you get past assuming they win tonight, you get past North Carolina with 4 top 15 wins under your belt, which
Hmm.
is absolutely insane. Uh, 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 you've got North Carolina and then potentially UConn here. Now UConn
Well,
lost.
UConn already lost, so
They
I don't
lost.
even know if
Yeah.
they're gonna. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, I mean,
Memphis
they won't
and
re-rank them till next week, but like, it
I don't
would
even
be
know if you play UConn though. I'm saying if you
Oh, yeah,
win
yeah, yeah,
against
you're
North
right. You're
Carolina,
right.
you won't get a chance to play them. So you'd have to. It's going to be the winner of Memphis versus I forgot who's in
That's
the
very
second.
true.
Yeah, half. Oh, it was. I don't remember who played that second game. I ain't even gonna try to lie to you. But yeah, it's gonna be the winner of that Memphis and whoever game is who you're gonna play. Michigan State. That's right. So Michigan State would be the other team that's on the other half of that bracket. And I don't even know what Michigan State is ranked right now,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, that's tough. That's real tough. So like, you've got to figure out a way to get out of here. Maybe I thought one loss would be good in this tournament. I thought, given the potential bracket, getting out of here with one loss, but with UConn going down, maybe Auburn wins them all. So we'll see what happens with North Carolina. You'd hate to not play at least one of them. uh, on your way out, right? Like, now wins are wins, but
yeah,
you still got Duke that you have to go to, and you still got Purdue left on the schedule as well. So you've got some prove it games left, but getting like 4 or 5 of these top 15 opponents in the non-conference before you get the conference play will really, like, here's when come tournament time, when we were having that whole argument about whether Auburn was a 5 seed or a 4 seed, right? Some people thought they were good enough to be a 3 seed. These wins help you. They come
yeah.
back to help you when you can say, because these are teams that will probably or very likely finish the season strong.
Listen, every team that is in this Maui Invitational will likely be in the field of 64.
Yeah,
Unless something happens with injuries, etc., for these teams, there's not a team that's in Maui right now that will not be a tournament team.
agreed. Agreed. So you've got a really good opportunity to do some damage, right? Like, and this is fantastic basketball that we're watching here. And Auburn is averaging in the 80s in terms of points scored, and they're going to be. We haven't seen that too many times. They're going to be really difficult to beat if that continues to happen.
Yeah, yeah. Vonnegut gives the correction here. It's actually 10 Eastern, 9 Central tomorrow, the game. So it's 1 hour later than
Yeah,
today's
I'm
tip-off.
I'm
So
Eastern, so I assume they meant Eastern.
yeah. So going to be something I will definitely be up and available to watch that game. I will
Oh
try to
God.
watch the remainder of this North Carolina game as well before I go to sleep tonight and give you guys a preview of whoever the winner is tomorrow at some point in time. But we're about to get out of here. I appreciate you all jumping in here with us late night, talking a little Auburn
Yeah.
basketball.
Before we get out of here, I just want
Yes,
to give
sir.
a quick shout out to a show sponsor, Manscaped. Visit manscaped.com and use code RAPPORT to get 20% off plus free shipping, joining the 11 million men worldwide who have made the decision to use Manscaped for their personal grooming needs. They've been longtime sponsors of the War Report, so we really appreciate them sponsoring us.
Yes, indeed. All right. Make sure before you guys get out of here, you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content with somebody. But we'll be back at you guys tomorrow. Until then, and as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.